right, let's go to number 6, LSU. 23 commits for them. 15. Oh, yeah.
Why are you confused? They had a bad year. It was 2020.
Her confusion is their ranking after that horrible year.
No, listen, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. Listen, Coach O sat down and went, and then they signed like 30,000.
I think the kids just didn't know what they were agreeing to, right? Like they were just like, "Oh, did he give me an offer? I have no idea."
He had a smile on his face, and he said, "Go Tigers!" So,
and then they were like, "Yeah, go Tigers!" And then everyone's like, "Oh, great, you're going to LSU!" And they're like, "I didn't. Is that what he asked?" They have no idea.
Yeah, 15 of those 23 commits are ESPN 300 commits. 7 3 stars, 16 4 stars. State of Texas, always big for the Tigers. They landed ESPN 300 quarterback Garrett Nussmeier, the number 14 ranked pocket passing quarterback. And then ESPN 300 outside linebacker / defensive end Landon Jackson. He's apparently the number 8 ranked defensive end. Then they also showed national reach, as it were, by reeling in the number 1 safety. What are you laughing at?
It's just funny you mentioned Landon Jackson. You'll see. Keep going, Wes. Keep going.
Okay. All right. Yes, number 1 safety Derrick Davis Jr. from Pennsylvania. ESPN 300 running back Corey Kiner at number 9 running back from Ohio. ESPN 300 running back Armoni Goodwin, the number 6 running back from Alabama, and ESPN 300 offensive tackle Garrett Dellinger, number 6 offensive tackle out of Michigan. They were able to, oh gosh, okay. They were able to prevent in-state prospect Brian Thomas, who is the number 19 wide receiver, from heading to another SEC West rival. Key pickup that came after National Signing Day, he gives the offense a tall target with good speed. That's how he was rated, and also a wide catch radius for him. So ESPN 300 defensive tackle Mason Smith, the number 6 defensive tackle, was a must-win over Alabama on signing day. And then ESPN 300 linebacker Xavier Carter, and in-state 3-star defensive end Savion Jones are quality edge prospects. ESPN 300 wide receiver Chris Hilton, number 29 wide receiver, adds elite quickness to the class, and an in-state ESPN 300 athlete / safety Sage Ryan, who's number 5 athlete, was also a big win over Alabama. They had ESPN JUCO top 50 inside linebacker Navante Strong. Is expected.
I was just holding my breath because I don't know how to say it.
He's expected to work his way into the 2 deep quickly. So a lot going on there. I'm a little surprised. And as you can see, I mean, there's a reason why I kind of have to make a list of it, because there's just so much in these. So while I click on the link to look at Landon Jackson, Matt, what are your thoughts on this LSU class?
I know that a lot of us looked at this and immediately went, huh? Because especially after LSU went 5-5 last season and looked bad.
Straight trash.
It was a fluke. It was 2020. 2020 was a wipe-off year. And I for one,
2020 as far as football went. I don't want to wipe anything off.
I can't.
I'd like to forget it mostly.
Absolutely. Yes, please. And so LSU is one of those teams they don't have trouble recruiting. Coach O is able to recruit. We've seen that they've gotten players and they've picked up some more here. A lot of wide receivers, 6 of them. That seems, again, a bit excessive, but maybe they know something we don't. And again, they picked up most of their in-state talent. So usually, especially with a recruiting hotbed like Louisiana and Texas and Florida and all that, if you can hold down the top kids in your state, you're going to be doing pretty good. And, they didn't have to go too far to get what they needed. So I, for one, am not too shocked, because I kind of anticipated that LSU was going to have a little bit of a bounce back because of what happened last year. But, again, just as long as they develop, I don't see LSU falling off the wagon anytime soon.
You mean?
Yeah.
After they get back on it?
Exactly. You got to give them some time. 2020 was a weird year.
It was.
Very weird.
Jesse, your reactions to this class? I know what your reaction is. You were shocked, but other than that,
I mean, so yeah, it's shocking because they were just so bad. But I think maybe people have the same reaction Matt does, where it's like, 2020 was a weird year. Remember 2019? And it's just like, oh yeah, the golden year. So, and Coach O is a great recruiter. He's fantastic at it. He's an interesting guy. He's a very passionate guy. So I understand why players want to play for him. And again, it's like you mentioned, getting those kids out of Louisiana is huge because they get poached and they are stellar in other places. We just had one win a Heisman out of Louisiana. So, I mean, it makes perfect sense. Again, they're so close to Texas. That's a huge recruiting bed for them. So to pick up players from there, because like you mentioned, when we were talking about A&M, the rest of Texas, not doing so hot. Nobody wants to stay in state because they're not doing great. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if they can kind of get back on the wagon, take this new recruiting class, develop the recruiting class from last year, and start to get that momentum rolling again. But it's never going to be hard to recruit in Death Valley. It's an electric place to play. As a player, you want to play there. And the fans are insane in a good way as a player. So I get it.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a wide open quarterback competition, it seems like. Obviously, you guys remember Miles Brennan? He's back. So Max Johnson had some bright moments. So did TJ Finley last year. Plus, they recruited Nussmeier, highly recruited quarterback as well. So I think there's going to be a big quarterback competition, lots of questions, although lots of good options. I guess that's a good problem. So. So we'll see how that goes with them. So,
Wes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I am a little surprised that they're as high as 6, but like you said, I mean, it's really kind of one hiccup. We saw them go from the highest of highs to, I don't know if I'd say the lowest of lows, but it was pretty low especially for their standards. So, you have to think that maybe this year will at least be in the middle, if not better. So,
I think they're going to bounce back fairly quickly.
Right.